All right. So the new Call of Duty is going to be dropping in like 30 days. I'm probably not, well, I'm definitely not going to be getting it on launch. I'm not giving them the money this time around. I've bought and I purchased Call of Duty every year since Call of Duty 3 was released. Um, and I don't know. I can't. The last game that they released was is so ignorant. I mean, they could have just released this game that they're going to release in combination with the last game, and it would have been fine. But they made a bunch of garbage maps. They just brought back basically the same weapons mechanics from the last one, and really it was primarily the maps just being god awful. They were like obvious rushed ports and stuff. Like that one highway map is just a copy and paste from their um the original Al Mazrah or whatever, the original Warzone map or the original ground war map, the highway section of it. Most of the half of the multiplayer maps were just copied from sections of the game. I know that they try to spin that, or they might say that, well, they made the multiplayer maps first and then integrated them as sections of the Warzone map. That just isn't true. That just is not true. You can tell by the way that the layout of those. You have people that are responsible for like multiplayer map designs, and you have art directors and multiplayer experience directors. You have community managers. All those people would all have a say in like, okay, let's not release a dog shit map. Maybe let's make a good product. So they chose to take those measures. They would not make a multiplayer map that way if they were just going to then copy it over to Warzone. It makes a lot more sense if they were taking that layout out of the Warzone map and then making it a multiplayer map. Because that would explain why it's so fucking stupid and why the layouts don't make any sense and why they're so one-sided when they're supposed to be balanced, especially for modes like search and destroy. Um, and to be honest, they've just kind of like it's been a bad few years. Vanguard uh, was dog shit too for different reasons. Like the maps, a lot of the maps are bad in Vanguard as well, but not atrocious. It was really a combination of the maps not being the best and then the guns being the most ignorant I think that they have ever been, at least that they've been since they had to patch the 1887s when Modern Warfare 2 came out. Because like I don't know if anybody remembers, but on Vanguard, when you had those double barrels or whatever, like if somebody was on your screen, they were dying. It didn't matter. Like they could have a corner of their elbow sticking out. The hit registration was stupid. It was like it would go through any material. It didn't make any sense. It was like playing fucking Doom. So, and they do this shit all the time. Um, Let me take a look at Vanguard. I'm actually not even sure if we're going to keep Vanguard in the rotation. To explain, I haven't kept all of the games over the years. I've sold them or got rid of them or whatever. So I went back and repurchased them all again from Call of Duty 2 to now. Um, which uh, the reason I did we can't play one on Xbox or on Series X, which is what I'm doing this from. And these are all physical copies of the game, by the way. I can't play the first one on here because it's an arcade only version. It's like you have to go to the Xbox 360 arcade, which I think you can do here one way or the other. And then you'd have to download it, but I'm not sure if I can download it to the Series X from the 360 emulated store, if that makes any sense. And even if I could, I don't think that the like Call of Duty 1 on the console had multiplayer. I know that this one, that Call of Duty 2 does. I'm about to fire that up in a second. But anyways, I picked up Vanguard. We might not keep this in the rotation, but just to look, I thought this was a Treyarch game, but I'm actually not sure. It might have been a Sledgehammer game because I think I was going off on Sledgehammer at the time, and I was like, oh, I'm never gonna buy a Sledgehammer game ever again, blah blah blah. But I don't know. Um, they didn't even put the development. Is that normal? Let me look at the other case. I thought that they used to put the developers on like the front of the cases and shit. Well, it says Treyarch on the back of this case. And yeah, so yeah, okay, so yeah, Treyarch made both of these. Treyarch made Vanguard. And my biggest gripe with Treyarch, and this goes all the way back to fucking like Black Ops 1, is they are very, of the three companies, they have consistently been the most fucking stubborn when it comes to doing what they're asked to do by the people that actually play the game. They have always been on some weird, like, they approach this like it's just some fucking passion project that they do. Like, oh yeah, it's cool that you guys are fans of this game. I've been sitting here gluing these fucking popsicle sticks together for the last 40 years. Glad you're here. Don't mind me. They don't give a fuck. Like, they actually don't pay any attention to the things that people like. You know, like, in the people that are in charge, like, man, they come up with good things and they'll immediately take them out. Like, we were all like, everyone's like, yeah, man, that proximity chat stuff's pretty cool. And if you don't like it, you can turn it off. Then they just fucking take it out. They just remove it. Like, and when we have good maps, they replace them with dog shit maps that are like wildly different in terms of Warzone. Um, we all love Resurgence. They take it away. That's Treyarch. That's classic Treyarch. That's what Treyarch does. They're the cuckers, the cuckeristas of the video game industry. Um, yeah, they've been getting away with it for a while now, but they always spin it as like, oh well, this is our vision and this is the way that we want to take the game, and et cetera, et cetera. Fuck the people that play it all the time, that buy it every year, and fuck their colleagues that work in the other, or well, I guess not their colleagues, but their co-developers, I guess, in other studios that do make good advancements, and they're like, yeah, fuck it, we're just not going to do that. So you might be thinking like, oh, what the hell am I ranting about? Why am I so hard on them? Um, okay, Modern Warfare. Let's start like from the beginning. Modern Warfare comes out like Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare. I think it comes out like 2006 or something. Um, it's really updated graphically. It looks pretty nice. Um, and they have some adjustment stuff. World at War comes out, and it's pretty much on par, but they don't really make any all the polishing graphically that they did and color coding and all that. They just said, "Fuck it, now we're gonna roll." It worked. It worked for World at War because World at War, looking back on it, stands out as like the grittiest Call of Duty and the most adult game that Activision has probably ever released that I can think of off the top of my head. So it makes sense for it to be a little dirtier and not as clean cut looking. So it's like, okay, but that's where it starts, right? Okay, then fast forward, Modern Warfare 2 comes out eventually. I think it comes out after World War. And they had all these new kill streaks. It's really upgraded graphically. Like, it looks super polished. Um, they had a ton of guns and like a ton of streaks. And like, okay, so some of you are like, oh, well, actually, I don't like streaks. Well, I gotta tell you, you're in the fucking minority because we every time that they've made streaks easier or more powerful for us, we've loved it. We loved Modern Warfare 2 for that. We've liked it in every game that they've gone back and made them stronger. It's more fun. It's not fucking easy to sit there and get 12 kills. If you're letting people get 12 kills over and over on you, you either solo queuing with and you're ending up with morons. And you don't have no strategy. You're like a Dom player or something. You're just getting shit on all the time. That is what it is. You're gonna have to get in better lobbies or get better randoms playing with you. I'm sorry. It's not really a problem in fucking search. Come drop an AC 130 on me and search and destroy, okay? And then have me bitch about kill streaks. It's never gonna happen. So we like kill streaks. Uh, Fucking Black Ops 1 comes out. They're like, nah, fuck it. We're just gonna go back. Uh, and again, they bring all the death machine shit. They bring like the little gadgets and stuff back, but the kill streaks really aren't like anything crazy. And the game graphically looks basically almost the same as World of War did. I mean, it really doesn't look any better than World of War if you compare them. It is a little better, but not that much. And at this time, Infinity Ward's been kicking ass. They've been improving the game year after year, no problem. Um, and then it keeps going from there. I mean, uh, they also don't learn from other companies' mistakes. People were complaining about Modern Warfare 3 not having like the most balanced gun system. And I'm not going to get too far into the whole fucking lineage here because we'll have time for that. But uh, and then they immediately come out and like for the first 2 weeks, Black Ops 2 has like the most ridiculous Scorpion Evo. That's like, why? You know, people are going to play multiplayer. Like, I don't know. I just don't know. Like, are the people at Treyarch so bad that they can't tell that Scorpion Evo coming out for the first 2 weeks was just fucking stupid? That everybody was just going to use that because it shoots like 1,500 rounds a minute and it does like 50 damage per bullet. It's like a fucking 3-hit kill minigun. Of course, everyone's going to use that. And then they still have the audacity to wait 4 weeks to fucking patch the thing, you know? I think maybe even a little longer. It might have been like 5 or 6 weeks before they patched that. Anyways, they've been steadily getting on my nerves, and so it's I'm not too surprised that when they produce Vanguard, they're like, "Fuck it, we're not going to make this anything like World at War." You remember that World War II game that you all loved and hyped up and oh, it's super adult, super gritty, super violent. No, we're just gonna make another cupcake fucking game with like mad skins, and we're gonna make everything stupid OP, like not making any fucking sense. There were no shotguns that were like that in the original World War, in case you were wondering. But that's gonna give us plenty of time to go through all of these games and level up and prestige through all of them. So that's where we're at with this. Now, this game, Call of Duty 2, I did not play um, on its release. I started with Call of Duty 3. I think it was released in November of like 2006, and I got it for my birthday in January as a gift. So I started playing it in January, but I've stuck with the franchise ever since then. I thought that the games were pretty amazing. They were really immersive. I know that the graphics might not hold up nowadays, but for the time, they were really top notch, man. I mean, and especially like the campaign experience is what really drew you in, and then multiplayer, what drew me into that was just fucking getting my ass rocked every time I tried to play against like adults and stuff on multiplayer, and just wondering like how did people win matches? How do people go positive? And it took me a couple games to really build on like the fundamentals and going positive and having enough coordination to actually hit people. But anyways, we'll jump into this one. Um, I don't have too much to say about this. I'm trying to look at when. So it came out in November 22nd, 2005 for Xbox 360. So I thought that this game didn't originally drop for the 360, but I guess it did. Um, I don't know. I just didn't catch on to this one. I know it didn't sell that many copies, but this is going to be my first time ever going into the multiplayer on this. But I figured we got to do it because it's available. And I didn't just want to pass it up for no reason. But sorry, I have no idea if this multiplayer is even going to work. And I mean, we're about to find out, I guess. And excuse my hiccups and stuff. I don't know, talking a lot. I'm getting worked up about the damn that new game and how much they fuck us. I don't even know how to explain like it. It's like if I made a horror movie and I like that you saw the trailers for it and it's like, oh man, this looks super super scary. But then you get to the theater and it's like a 10 minute. It's like the first 10 minutes of the film, and then it just says to be continued and then there's credits. And it's like half the shit that you saw in the trailers or expected or said you were going to get, you didn't get. And so now they're expecting you to buy a second ticket. It's like, and I haven't even seen that one. So maybe there's a third fucking ticket coming down the corner. Maybe they're only adding half the multiplayer maps. I don't know. I would assume that they're not going to fucking fuck us, but nobody seems to care when they do. So it doesn't matter. They can do what they want. It doesn't fucking matter. Um, and then they bring back like half of the they do this weird thing where they sort of ported the maps into Modern Warfare 2 like a state, but it's not like they're not even remotely the same. The whole map layout's different. I don't know. It seemed like this was some kind of espionage campaign to annoy people, like some kind of inside job. Ever since they've had that lawsuit with Activision, they have just worked overtime at pissing off the community as much as possible and like nitpicking the smallest things. Like their games are on fire, burning, and they're over here like, uh, barring people that they have skins for in the game, like Nick Merckx and Tim the Tatman, over over comments that they made about regarding their kids off platform, not even related to the game, had nothing to do with Call of Duty, and nothing politically insensitive that would not fly on television. People are allowed to have opinions you don't agree with, but no. That's what they take time out of their day to do. Remove those people and their skins from the fucking platform instead of like fixing any of the millions of problems. Let's just fucking like. So I'm fully convinced that it's like an inside job that they do these things just to drive more and more people away from Activision because I don't know, they just hate their publisher. For like I guess the sexual harassment charges and the other whatever the hell they've been accused of. I haven't looked into the story. The lawsuit. It may very well the Activision might be completely fucking despicable, worst company ever, or Blizzard or whatever, but that doesn't have anything to do with me playing the game. It just feels like they're sabotaging the game. It honestly does. They make decisions all the time that people might not agree with. Like when they came out with jetpacks or exosuits and stuff like that, people really were asking for that, but there's a market for it, and you can see why they do it. And there's always those groups of people, like especially game journalists, that like, oh well, like they didn't change anything. Like, can you imagine if fucking you were going to a restaurant, like, and like the entire pretense of a good meal was how much did they change from the last meal? That would be fucking awful. What a miserable life that would be if we could just never have the same enjoyable fucking thing again because it had to be changed for the sake of being changed. It's retarded. But anyways, let's fire up Call of Duty 2. Good old Xbox 360 startup. Oh god, that sounds awful. So yeah, I think these are like super compressed audio files that kind of save space. The game is only 5 or 6 gigabytes. Like hell, even Call of Duty 4 I think was originally 7 or 8 gigabytes, so maybe 14. Then you gotta think Saving Private Ryan came out in the late 90s, and it really hyped up a lot of these kind of World War II games, these first-person shooters. My grandfather's father served in an African campaign. He was in a battalion. They were fighting against Rommel's army at some point in North Africa, but he eventually got sent home.
I got you, soldier. This one's from Tennessee.
So in these early games, I don't believe there's a creative class. I could be wrong. I know there isn't in the third one. I don't know about the second one. All right. Oh, this is a nice sound. I can tell already. Listen to this menu music. So this is what menu music should be. This is ambient. It's themed. They got those snare drums or whatever the hell those little drums are. I don't know what the hell those are called, but they're in the military. You get what I'm saying, right? It sounds like a bugle or something. I don't know, but fitting. Xbox Live. Again, pray that this works. I have no idea if this is gonna work. Ready to start. Yes, I'm ready to start. I like that vote to kick player option. Looking mad nice. When we get into the game, we're gonna have to check the settings immediately because I promise the sensitivity is like gonna be on negative 1 million. I don't know if people were just playing on like fucking gear shifts back in the day or what the hell the deal was, but we're gonna give this time. It'd be sad if we went through all this and then we couldn't play it, but it is what it is. At least I got to do the intro for this video in here. Um, it's a 20-minute video already, but yeah, we'll see what this does. Oh, and for the record, not all of them will be starting from scratch. I tried to set it up where we would at least have created classes unlocked and like the first couple minor guns for each game that we need to progress to unlock because otherwise, the first few games you're just gonna be seeing me get fucking pounded on, not having anything unlocked against people that have been playing the game for the last 55 centuries. You know what I mean? So, um, yeah, we got to do what we got to do. But these games, there is no created class. I still hopped on the Call of Duty 3 just to test out the servers and stuff. That game's working good, so that should be fine. But yeah, nothing yet. We'll go ahead and give it another minute or so. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't uh, get to play this, but yeah, I mean, so we're gonna get to go through uh, the third one, the fourth Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, World at War, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 2, Ghosts, uh, Black Ops 3, Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 4, Infinite Warfare. I have Modern Warfare Remastered. I don't know if we'll be playing that. World War 2, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019, Cold War. Now, like I said, we also have Vanguard and we got Modern Warfare 2 and stuff, but I'm probably not. I know I'm not going to be playing Modern Warfare 2. That's ass. I'm not going to be buying Modern Warfare 3 because I'm not giving it money. I may end up picking it up used if it ends up being phenomenal months after release, but I'm definitely not going to be buying any battle passes or any skins or anything like that. Overall, trying to hold off on it as best as I can. Um, but yeah, we got a lot to go through with the CODs. Outside of COD, we're going to be playing Gears of War, Fallout. I mean, Fallout 3, New Vegas, and 4. Um, Going to probably be picking up Forza at some point as well. We have a few games lined up outside of COD, Halo as well. So, and Grand Theft Auto. So, a lot of stuff coming up soon. Um, but yeah, I just figured it'd be nice to go through and get through all these Call of Duties, but it looks like we're not going to be able to play the second one here, unfortunately. So, um, hope you guys enjoyed this. It's just a little rant, I guess. Uh, I wish I could show you a little bit of the multiplayer here. I figured it would have somebody on since the third one miraculously does, but apparently not. But yeah, I'll see you guys soon.